Guys, be up, guys. Hope you're all good. Hope everyone's well. Apologies once again. I am apologising once again for the lateness, the delay. I really was supposed to be on here, well, actually at 1:30, doing this, but I am actually here, and I really keep apologising all the time, but I do have other things happening, I guess, and, that's no excuse, but I should be on time for these streams, and I end up not being, and I really do apologise to everyone that is following me, my subbers, whoever else, obviously followers of the channel. I really apologise to you all, guys, sincerely, that I am late pretty much nearly all the time. I'm going to try and get better with that, definitely. You have my word that I will be better, try and get here on time. And, but I've got no control over what happens in life, as we all know. Nobody has. Really, can't control what might happen. So, all I can say is I am very sorry. But I'm here to talk about what happened last night. And we're through, obviously, 1-0. Against Macclesfield, I really thought, it was toughish. But I thought they were really going to make it hard for us. I thought it was, going to be similar to what happened with when they played Palace. And I thought it was really going to be, going to be really, really tough for us. And it was a bit, but in the end, I felt we were still okay. I don't think we played at our best. I don't think it was the best of games. I also thought we sort of didn't treat it, seriously, respectfully as such, because we put out a load of, a lot of them hardly played. Kaya Furo, his first game for us, young lad, 18, very tall. Is he 6'3", I think. So, very tall. He looked decent. I thought he was pretty good. He looks like he's got some talent there, some ability. Probably didn't see enough. Times he was, at times in the game he produced occasional things. But, a lot more to come from him, obviously. It's his first game. It's interesting to see what he done. But he was okay. He had a decent game. He wasn't too bad. Obviously, I will do player ratings. I did do a little bit of all this yesterday when I done the watch-along, of course. I was surprised I was going to do a watch-along. I wasn't really going to, but I decided I thought I would in the end. I thought I might as well. I very, very rarely do watch-along, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a go now. Let's give it a go, and I've done it, and I've actually got over 100 odd views in the end, about 105 or something. Last I see, it may have gone up even more. Who knows? I actually got a few more subs as well added. I'm up to 216 now on subs. So yeah, it's that works out pretty well doing that. Obviously it was a last minute thing I decided on. Why not? Let's do it. But why not? And it worked out well. But back to this, obviously, as I say, Kaya Furo, his first game, he weren't too bad. He was decent, I think. Got to see a lot more of what he can do. There's a lot more to come from this young man, obviously. His first ever game, pardon me, for us. In the FA Cup. He hasn't played in the Premier yet, so we'll see what he can do there. But he was okay here. He was fine. He done okay. I thought Romel Donovan was probably our best player last night, and he's young. He's got talent. He's got ability. We see that he was off on loan for quite a while. Then he was brought back, went into the B team, and then got promoted up to the first team. And you can see why he's got some talent, he's got ability, this lad, And I thought he was actually our best player on the night. I really did. I thought he was, and it's not a great pitch either. It's a horrible pitch, artificial, and no disrespect to Macclesfield. They make it work for them. They make it work for themselves, on that pitch. And they're happy to play on it, and they obviously get results out of it. Look at Palace, of course, with Palace, but and they're actually doing fairly well now in their, obviously non-league, but they're doing well there. I think they're about 7th, I believe, in their league. So, they're doing well. I think they're not far off the playoffs and stuff as well. So they could easily get back. I think they might get back into the league. I don't know if that is, or it might go into another sort of league before the league, another sort of non-league thing. But I don't know. No for sure, but they're well placed there where they are at the moment. And fair play to them. I thought they were good. I thought, they gave a decent performance. Okay, it wasn't as good as when they beat Palace. We know that. And I'm glad it wasn't really, because, if we'd gone out to these, it wouldn't have been great. And as it was, we got through with an own goal. So, but they all count. These goals count. Don't matter how they come, and it got us through. That's all that matters. Be up to you, Warren. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're good, man. You won, mate, at the end of the day. It's all that matters. Exactly, bro. Exactly, my friend. And that is all that matters. We're through. And as I will talk about in a minute, who we're going to play, obviously, in the next round. So, the 5th round. So I will talk about that very soon. And, it was quite good. I mean, we obviously had a much changed team out. Valdemarson in goal, of course. Coyote, though. Collins was back in there. I thought he'd done all right, actually, with Pinnock as well. Pinnock came back, played. He ain't played a lot of games. I thought he looked very good as well, fairly solid there at the back. I still don't get why Hickey's playing at left back. He's not a left back. But then again, saying that, he done okay. I thought he was pretty decent. But then again, he was only playing Macclesfield. So, Warren there staring down the barrel of a quarter-final. Yeah, exactly. But, I won't underestimate anyone else we play from now on. And, we still got beat whoever we're playing. Well, I know who we're playing. Obviously, we know who we're playing. But I will get into that in a little while. And, much changed, as I say. Yeah, but Hickey, I don't think. But, he was only playing Macclesfield. So, I still don't think he's not a left back, let's be honest, really. But there you go. He was there again. It was only Macclesfield. I hope he don't play anymore there for the rest of the games in the FA Cup. But we'll see. We can't tell with Andrews at the moment. So I thought he didn't. He didn't really put out a massively strong team. It's still strong-ish, but we didn't even have Thiago on the bench. We didn't have him playing. He wasn't even on the bench. Or Damsgaard, which was strange. I thought you may need them, but I kind of know what's happening. I mean, we're trying to keep these, obviously, for the Premier. Are really big players, which are Damsgaard and Thiago and so forth. We got Kevin Schade to come back, of course, as well from suspension. That was his last game, serving his suspension. So he'll be back for Saturday for Brighton. So we got the strength there to come back, and that's fair enough. I think they had to be rested. A lot of players and Thiago and everything was rested. Not even on the bench, but we were still fairly strong because, we still had Vatara on the bench. We still had Lewis Potter. They both came on. So in a way, I felt we still had a good enough team there. We still had Yarmulia playing. We had Jensen playing, of course. Janelt. Pretty much what we have, the basis of our team, almost. Of course, Furo and Donovan. Also, Nelson, actually. Reece Nelson played as well. He had an okay game. He had, first half, he was pretty decent, I thought, and he had one shot. Maybe he should have put his foot through it instead of side footing it, but still a good save, I suppose, from the goalie. But, I think he went missing a bit in the second half, Nelson, and was taken off. So, yeah, Hickey should ask for a transfer. Well, yeah, possibly, but I don't know. It's the thing is it's very hard to play because we play him at right back because we got Coyote, who is a hell of a player. He's a magnificent right back with a long throw. We know that long throw is hell of a weapon. And that's another reason he plays, obviously. And he is an athlete, gets up and down for 90 minutes, quick. I'm not saying Hickey isn't. I think Hickey's a fantastic player, a very talented player, great player. And, I mean, he scored that magnificent volley, as we all know, I think it was in the Carabao Cup, in one of them games there. I think, it was against Villa to get us level, 1-1. And took us to penalties in the end. It was some hell of a goal. And, I think he's still a quality player. I really do rate Hickey. But at the moment, it is hard because you can't get in to in that right back position. Then again, you could have been playing him there and give Coyote a rest. I mean, it is FA Cup. Coyote could have been given a rest. But there we go. It is what it is, I suppose. Right, and let's go. I'm going to get to the report of it now and talk about this more. Macclesfield Town 0, Brentford 1. Own goal Booksby's place in FA Cup 5th round. Second half, Sam Heathcote own goal. Very, very, unlucky for them. I feel really sorry for them. But it was the second half, Sam Heathcote own goal. Sees Brentford defeat National League Northside Macclesfield 1-0 in the FA Cup. And they got nothing to, be sorry about, disappointed about. I thought they gave a decent performance still. And they only lost 1-0. I mean, there's no shame in that. There's definitely no shame. We didn't overrun them. We didn't, smash them. So it was only 1-0, but, a win's a win at the end of the day. It can be tough to win in the FA Cup. A lot of these lower teams really do give a good account of themselves and always want to play well and want to get these big surprises, big shocks, beating these big teams. So it was always going to be fairly hard, but I feel they give a good account of themselves, and I thought we were okay. I don't think we were amazing, but we didn't have to be, I suppose, in the end. But so. Beat them 1-0 in the FA Cup, booking away trips. Well, I will say it now, we'll go into it. Trip to fellow Premier League side, West Ham, in the 5th round. So we've beaten them away. We've beaten them already this season. I think they're going to be slightly tougher this time because, they've turned things around. They've got new players in. They're looking very good at the moment. They could get out of danger, out of the relegation. So this may be a tougher game, but I think we should get through. I would have thought we could still get through there. League side, Keith Andrews, I thought we navigated it well in the end, but it was a really tough game for us. Exactly, it was still. A second half, Sam Heathcote own goal saw Brentford edge past the spirited Macclesfield 1-0 in the FA Cup fourth round. The hard-fought victory against the National League North side sets up a fifth round tie away at West Ham United for the Bees. Keith Andrews made 7 changes to the team, who drew 1-1 against Premier League leaders Arsenal on the previous Thursday evening, with Kaya Furo named in the starting 11 for his debut, having signed from Club Brugge in January. Michael Chiodi, Vitai Yanel, Yiha Yamoniuk and Matthias Jensen were the 4 to retain their place in the side, while B-team trio, Luca Ben, who did come on near the end, about a minute or so near the end, so at least he got 1 or 2 minutes at least. Ollie Shield and Josh Stevenson were named amongst the substitutes. Backed by a vocal home crowd at leasing.com stadium, it was the hosts who had the first real chance. But after intercepting a pass 30 yards from goal, Luke Duffy blazed a wild left-footed effort high and wide of that hack on Valdemarsen's goal. I wouldn't say it was that high and wide. I think they're exaggerating a little bit there. I thought it wasn't that far away. It was just whistled over the bar, I would have said. And, it was a bit of a wake-up for us early on. But, yeah, it went over. Romel Donovan lining up on the right of a front three with Furo. Got him like Tyson Fury, almost. Yeah. Furo and Reece Nelson cut inside from the corner of the box and saw a shot blocked before at the other end, Silkman skipper Paul Dawson sent a low drive narrowly wide at the bottom left corner. A Jensen set piece created the opening goal in a 2-0 Jensen set piece created the opening goal in the 2-0 third round victory against Sheffield Wednesday. And the West Londoners went close to repeating history in Cheshire. The Dane delivered a teasing free kick to the near post, with none of his teammates able to get a clean strike on goal before the hosts scrambled clear. Furo had a first sight on goal with just under half an hour played, with the young striker meeting Janot's cross from the left flank and heading over the top of the target. So at least he had an effort at goal. You could say he done something in the game with that effort as well. So not a bad debut for the lad, not bad. Macclesfield continued to look organised and resolute in defence, although goalkeeper Max Deanley was tested for the first time 10 minutes before the interval. Aaron Hickey battled well, riding a couple of tackles to reach the byline and pick out Nelson. The Arsenal loanee took a touch out of his feet, but saw his effort parried away. Yeah, side foot as well, though, and you got to put your foot through it. And, just smash it in, really, but he didn't. The final chance of the first half went away to Silkman. James Edmondson's left-footed free kick from the right side hit Hickey in the chest. And the Scotland international did well to get himself in the way of a snapshot from Duffy. Some of the action here. One of their headers, goal was off target in the end anyway. More action. Chiodi there. I think that's Furo. And obviously one of theirs again. Their players, Macclesfield. Janot and Jensen there. Reece Nelson. I think that was where Hickey crossed it in for the own goal, I believe. I think it was Hickey. Crossed it, yeah. And was an own goal course from Heathcote. Romel Donovan, I thought was really good. I thought he had a very good game last night. I would say probably our man of the match, really. Yamoliuk there. Brentford tested their hosts with a couple of well-worked corners early in the second half. The first on the right side was played short by Jan out to Jensen, who beat two defenders with a dummy before clipping across into the 6-yard box. Macclesfield cleared only as far as Yarmoliuk, who saw a well hit volley blocked behind. On the resulting corner, Nathan Collins got across his man at the front post, but saw a glancing header drift wide of the corner. West Londoners continued to turn the screw, with Jensen involved in the next opening. He darted through a gap before dinking across to the back post, where Furo's header took a touch off Donovan before being caught by Deanley. Brentford continued to deliver a series of dangerous crosses into the box, and with 20 minutes to go, they got their reward. Hickey reached the byline on the left side, so as you see, he did do something, and he did get a good ball in, even at left back. So he actually had a very good game in that position, although he isn't a left back. But byline on the left side, and his dangerous cross was headed into the back of his own net by Heathcote under pressure from Furo. Donovan could and perhaps should have put the tie to bed 10 minutes later. He turned his man on the right wing and down into the box and drove into the box before blasting over the bar. Yeah, more composure, more, less panic and whatever. He would have, I'm sure he would have done better and scored really, but there you go. It was great play for him. As I say, I would say he was our man of the match, definitely. Romeo Donovan. And the Bees survived a scare at the other end 60 minutes later. A cross from the right side fell to Damani Mella, 8 yards from goal, and the Macclesfield number 9 saw two shots blocked by Coyote before the Bees cleared the danger. Dango Watara, introduced moments after the opening goal, saw a right-footed shot blocked, and Collins headed over the top from another Hickey cross as stoppage time neared. Bent was introduced for his Brentford debut in the dying moments, and Yarmoliuk spurned a chance to make it 2-0 with the final kick of the game as the Bees booked their place in the 5th round. So Macclesfield, their line-up, 4-4-2, Deanley, Fenton, Matheson came on for him in the 71st. Heathcote, Lacey, Borthwick, Jackson, Edmondson, Dawson, Osborne, Johnson came on for him in the 85th. Duffy, Buckley, Ricketts, Gale came on for him in the 68th. And Mella. Subs not used, Meniyesi, Griffiths, Dos Santos, Whitehead, Pysek and Stone. Brentford are line up there 4-3-3. Valdemarson, Coyote, Collins, Pinnock, Hickey, Yanel, Yarmoliuk, Jensen, Donovan. Bent came on for him in the 95th. Furo, Watara came on for him in the 71st. And Nelson, Lewis Potter came on for him in the 61st. Subs not used, Balcom, Ayer, Vandenberg, Henry, Shield and Stevenson. Andrews, we navigated tough game well. Keith Andrews gave his thoughts on Brentford's FA Cup victory over Macclesfield. It was a tough test, a really tough test, said the Bees boss. Coming here, the way they play, the spirit they have as a group, the journey they've been on, everyone knows what happened in the last round. I thought we navigated it well in the end. In the second half, we were a lot better. How we played and where we played the game. But it was a really tough game for us. Ties like this are never easy, says Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock shared his reflections on Brentford's 1-0 win at Macclesfield. We knew it was going to be difficult coming into it, said the defender. I've experienced the FA Cup, and I know that when when you come to these places, it's never easy. The fans are close to the ground, and we knew the energy would be high from them. We made sure we came into the game professionally and doing our jobs properly. Exactly. Well, that's what you should do, let's be honest. So, and we obviously know who we're playing. Of course, we know who we're playing in the 5th round. We're facing West Ham. So, could be, well, I don't know. I think it might be tougher than it was when we beat them. We should have had at least 7 or 8 in that game, 9 even. When we played them in the Premier, only ended up winning 2-0. It should have been loads more. But anyway, we got them away. Brentford's faced fellow Premier League side West Ham United at London Stadium in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Ties to take place on weekend of Saturday, 7th of March. Brentford will face fellow Premier League side West Ham United away in the 5th round of the FA Cup. The Bees progress from the 4th round following a hard-fought 1-0 victory against National League North side Macclesfield. West Ham defeated Championship side QPR at home in the 3rd round before edging past League One outfit Burton Albion on Saturday lunchtime. London Stadium will host a tie on the weekend of Saturday, 7th of March. And that's the whole of the FA Cup 5th round draw. Of course, Fulham versus Southampton, Leeds United versus Norwich City, Mansfield Town versus Arsenal, Newcastle United versus Man City, Port Vale Bristol City versus Sunderland, so that's still yet to be decided. West Ham United versus the Bees, of course, Wolves versus Liverpool, and Wrexham versus Chelsea. So they're all the games. Yeah. Some interesting games there, some ties there. Of course, I think obviously the lower teams are still there. You got, if you class them as last Championship, sort of, are lower in a way. Southampton, Norwich, Mansfield, one of the lowest teams, I think, still in it. Or Port Vale, of course. Port Vale and Mansfield are both the lowest, probably, teams in it. Still there at the moment. So, yeah, I suppose really you can't consider Championship teams as such as lower teams. So maybe I won't include them. But the lower teams are Mansfield, I would say, are the lowest teams, and Port Vale are 2 of the lowest, obviously the lowest teams left in the competition. So, yeah. But obviously we know who we're playing, and it could be a tougher one, West Ham. No doubt it could be. So, won't underestimate them whatsoever. So anyway, I'm going to do the player ratings, and we start with Valdemarson. I thought he was decent. He didn't have too much to do, and what he done, I thought he was fairly good. I mean, he didn't have much at all though, so really can't give him a massive total, but I'll give him 7. I think I'll give him 7. Hold on 1 minute, guys. I've just got to go for a comfort break. I'll be back very Well, apologies, guys. I had to have a major comfort break there. Major apologies, but I'm back now. Obviously, doing the player ratings. Be up to you, Luca. Are you okay? Yeah, cool, mate. Cool, bro. Thanks for coming on yesterday for the watch along. That's brilliant, man. Many thanks for that. Yeah, bro. That was great. Great to have you on there, helping me there and everything. Brilliant. Thanks again, Luca. But yeah, as I say, yeah, Valdemarson didn't have that much to do. I think I will still give him a 7. I thought he was pretty competent in the game. Just what he did do was, was still fairly good. Was fairly solid. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. Yeah, let's move on to Michael Chiodi. I thought he was decent again. I mean, he's great, them long throws, of course, although I don't think he had that many of them. It wasn't used as much this time for some reason with the long throws. I don't know why, but didn't really do that much of them this time. But he was brilliant again, coming forward, going back. He always is very quick. Accelerate great at the back. And he really is, I'm afraid, keeping Hickey out of that right back position. And and of course, it is a clean sheet as well. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was really good, really great still. When he had to deal with some of the threat from Macclesfield, he did. And so I thought he had a really strong game. At the back there. Yeah. And we will go to the player who's been put at left back again. But I look back on it now and think he actually done very well at left back. I know we can complain, we can moan, I can moan all day long that he's not a left back and so forth and whatever. But Aaron Hickey actually had a fairly decent game at left back last night, and he produced the cross for their own goal. So he actually, because I didn't really go on it, look at that as much last night and say, he had a great, he was involved with the goal, which he was. And as well, pretty decent. But it was only against Macclesfield, yes. But I think I'm going to give him an 8 because I just think he was pretty solid there, despite being left back. And yes, it might have been only Macclesfield, but I just think he was actually pretty good. So I'm going to give him an 8 last night. For that performance. Yes, he certainly isn't a left back. So I will keep saying it, but last night he was really good, so I'm giving him an 8. And then we'll move on to the centre backs, and of course Nathan Collins was back, the captain. He'd been obviously doing some mistakes at times, not as great, not as been as amazing at times, sometimes this season as he should be. And of course, he's been dropped a lot lately, hasn't played much at all. But he came back and he was solid. I thought he was really good here. Didn't do much wrong. I'll give him an 8 as well, another 8. So yeah, give him an 8, and we'll move on to Ethan Pinnock. I thought it was very good. I mean, obviously he hasn't played a lot, hasn't had many minutes, many matches. I thought he was really solid though as well. Another solid performance in defence. So I'll give him an 8 as well. So let's go now to the midfield. Matthias Jensen, I thought he was pretty good in this game. Done a lot of good things, really. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. But I'll give him. I don't think he was as great at some things this time in this game, not as instrumental with some of the stuff. So I will give him a 7. He's not quite as good as he has been. So I'll give him a 7. So we now move to Yiha Yarmoliuk. Again, solid, again, decent, but nothing thrilling. Like Jensen, so I'll give him a 7 as well. Yeah, definitely a 7. Janelt, Vitaly Janelt, I thought was good, was decent. I don't think most of his crossing, his set pieces were as great this time. Not always spot on this time. So, but I will still give him a 7. I thought he was decent. He was good. He was okay. So 7. And then we go to a young man coming on for his debut. Well, for only like a minute or so. But he came on. So it's good to see a young guy getting a game, at least 1 or 2 minutes, even if that, in Luca Ben. And I can't really mark the guy as such because, he only played a minute or so. So he won't get a mark. But, I give him a mention, obviously. He's a Belgian, although he was actually grew up in America. Was born and raised in Washington, D.C. They made the move to Brentford in the summer of 2024. He played for Bethesda Soccer Club and Achilles, however, spent most of his young career with DC United. He also spent time at Creative Academy before joining the Bees. Ben and 11 other new scholars signed with Brentford ahead of the 24-25 season. The under-18s first in the Professional Development League since the reintroduction of the academy. Following an injury-interrupted first part of the season, Bent returned to the pitch in good form, scoring his first goal in a 3-2 win over Bournemouth under-18. He scored 2 more goals across the remainder of the season after picking up 2 assists. After consistently strong performances with the under-18s, Bent made his B team debut against Bournemouth, following it up with valuable minutes against Fleetwood Town, a game that featured first-team players Aaron Hickey, Rico Henry and Gustavo Nunez. Bent continued that strong form into the 25-26 season as he became a regular starter for Sam Saunders' B team side, making 24 appearances before the Christmas break. The young Belgian was also called up to represent his nation in several under-19 camps, scoring his first goal for his country and an incredible mazy solo effort. The midfielder was called up to Keith Andrews' matchday squad for the team's 1-0 win against Aston Villa in the 25-26 Premier League season. So, yeah, that's another young talent could be here. We could have another good one on our hands here, I think. He could be very promising, this young man. So we'll keep an eye on him now, I think, and see what else he can produce. I think he could be very good. We only saw a minute or 2 of him, and not even that. He didn't really touch the ball much. And much of a touch there. So yeah, but I think he'd be a good one. I really do. Another good one for us. We move on to the forwards and Reece Nelson. playing a rare game, a rare start for Reece Nelson, to be honest. He done some decent things. I think first half he was fairly prominent, I guess, in the first half. Did have that good shot, like side foot, saved by the goalie. I don't think he was incredible though. The second half, he faded, didn't do much at all. So, but for the first half, maybe I'll give him a 7, at least a 7. And then we move on to young Kaya Furo, our new striker. Started here and actually showed some promise. I thought he was really good. He looked decent. Some good touches, layoffs, hold up play at times was good. I think he looks like we could have a good one here. I really do. I'll give him a 7. A decent debut for the young man, I think. So 7. Loads more to come. Can't wait to see it with him, And we'll come to my man of the match for the night and for the game. And it's this young man, Ramel Donovan. He's got a lot of talent. Looks like he's very, very talented, a lot of ability. I'm going to give him a 9 because I just thought he sort of stood out more than most of the others last night. And, a lot of his play was great, but incredible talent, ability, dribbling at times and getting past players. Okay, the finishing, the final thing with him was not there. But not always there anyway. And I mean, he had a great chance, great shot, went over the bar, dribbling inside and shooting, it went just over the bar. So, I thought he was great. I really do. And if he can keep this going, it was only Macclesfield, we'll say again, but and on a dodgy pitch, don't forget, that pitch is not great. It's horrible, that sort of artificial thing, whatever it is. And I thought he was great. He was amazing. So I'll give him a 9, definitely. A 9 for him. So man of the match. And the other subs, let's go to Dango Watara. I thought he was good. I thought he was decent. Dango Watara looked very good when he came on, very threatening, very quick as usual. I'll give him an 8. So I thought he really did look a bit more threatening, getting someone like him on, going at their defence. So an 8. And the last one, Keane Lewis Potter. I thought he was good. I also thought he was good coming on. He looked fairly threatening. But I'll give him a 7. I don't think he's quite as prominent as Dango Watara when he come on. So I'll give Lewis Potter a 7. So that's my player ratings, guys. And I'll go for a few comments as well before I bounce. Kev again, big up to you, Kev. Hope you're well, my friend. Brilliant gesture from Keith Andrews to take the time out to go into the Macclesfield dressing room after the game. Exactly, it was brilliant. A great touch there from Keith. Brilliant. That's good. Quality, I like that. That's brilliant. So you should. And, they had still a decent performance. It wasn't as good against Pat as it was against Palace, but thankfully for us, it wasn't. Warren, did you wash your hands, clean the bowl, put the lid down, and use the fresh air spray, Mr. B? Yeah. Yeah, yes, Warren. I'll give it a minute. Well, I'll give it more than a minute, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. And Warren again is quite simple. Players in their preferred positions, and don't ask them to do something they're not comfortable with. Otherwise, why not play Thiago in goal? Yeah, I don't think it is quite as mad as, say, somebody that's an Arsenal manager would do. I don't think he's quite that bad. Yes, he's still playing Hickey out of position. We do know, and he actually was quite good last night though at left back. He was actually pretty good. It's definitely not his preferred position. We all know that he is pretty much a right back or right-sided midfielder, whatever you like to say. But there we go. It is what it is, and it worked out last night. I think more or less now he is playing Henry there more than not, which Henry is a left back, as we know. Maybe he doesn't trust anyone else at left back. We have got some other left backs. I mean, Lewis Potter could go back there. He's played in that position, sort of a left wing back. He could do that. He was fairly decent there when he played there. He was pretty good there. So, we could do that again. He could do that. So I don't know why he hasn't, but the only thing with that is you lose Lewis Potter's quality going forwards in a way. You lose that maybe. We have got some other left backs that we have. I'm sure we've got. Well, obviously the likes of Magoma was off on loan. He's off on loan. I'm sure we have got some others though. But I mean, really, as I say, you could put Lewis Potter there easily, probably. We got Rico Henry anyway, but I've got some feeling that I know Rico Henry was on the subs bench, but he went off the other day, and I'm not sure he's totally recovered from what happened with him the other day. Some sort of foul on him and maybe some little bit of an injury somehow. But even though he played, I'm sure he had a bit of a knock. So that's possibly why he didn't play again in this game. But, I'm not going to keep making excuses for Keith because I won't do that. Of course, I'm not happy that he keeps playing in there. I'm not really happy. But if it works out still, I'll let it go. I'll let that go I'll let it slide. But if it works out, turns out to be a disaster, of course I'll have a go. I'll go at him. Of course I will. I'm not quite that ruthless, Warren, to be really nasty all the time and really go all the time. But if it is shit, if it does go all Pete Tong, of course I will have a go. Of course I will. So, yeah, anyway, we're through, and that is the main thing for me. We got through this, and, we've got West Ham. It could have been harder. It could have been a lot harder maybe, but I still think West Ham won't be easy. I still think they won't be as much of a pushover as they were in the Premier when we played them before. But I think it's not a bad draw for us. Not bad. And I think we've got a good chance of getting through. I really do. But, that's for next month. That's for March. And we're concentrating back on the league, and we're back to playing Brighton. And now we're at home again on Saturday playing Brighton. So I'll be doing a preview for that, guys. Possibly tomorrow. Either tomorrow or maybe Friday. I'm not sure yet. But there will be a preview for that. So, yeah, that'll be very, very soon. Thanks to everyone that's been watching again and everyone that's been viewing my other content. I've got over 100 odd for the watch along last night. I don't know what exactly it is at the moment, but I know it's gone over 100. Up to 216 subs, which is good, which is brilliant. A lot of the others I'm over like 100, or one of them I'm over 200, which was the review for the Bees one, season review. So far, over 200 with that one. So it's all good. It's all good, guys. The views are good and the subs. Follow me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Football Chat. Please keep smashing those likes and subbing if you're new, guys. Many thanks. That is brilliant. Please keep doing all that, supporting me, keeping this going. And many thanks again to everyone in the live chat. Warren, Kev, Luca, all in the live chat. Thanks to you guys. And hope you enjoyed watching it live or on playback. And until the next one, guys, I'm going to bounce. I'm out of here. Cheers, everyone. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you. See you, everyone.